All right. We're good on that. Oops. Okay. Now we're good. Um, yeah, we are currently live, so that's good. Let me see. Okay, this doesn't want to work, so I'll have to use the other computer to figure out this thing later. This other thing later, which has no bearing on us doing anything right now. It's just I have to look at a different computer. So I'm gonna open up a bag of dog food right quick, and then I will hit that we are live. So we're live, but we're just on the starting screen, which I got about 30 seconds. Oh, no, I'll get it.
I got it.
All right, Mike, you ready? Okie dokie. Then here we go. What's up, everybody? We are live tonight, coming to you from a special Tuesday, which is going to be happening all year long. This is our Tuesday show. We're on to a little bit of a late start. Had to get home from football practice and had to get some food. Haven't eaten all day, but we are live now. It's our Tuesday special show where we go over the slate of games that we just had over the weekend. We start talking about a little bit more of our college slate and the Thursday game that's coming up that we typically don't talk about on Fridays because it's already past Thursday. So I'm here with Mike, the half of the co-host here tonight because we don't have our third, which is currently busy at work because he's a bum. So we're gonna go ahead and take the show over. So what's up, Mike? How's it going, bud?
What's up, buddy? How you doing? Great first week of football for sure.
Boy, let's get into it right away. Let's talk about these Steelers, right?
Wow.
O line is abysmal. I'm just going to go throw
Hmm.
that out there. But thank God we have the probably going to end up winning the MVP at this point. I mean, he's week one MVP. It's
No,
between him. It's between him and Josh
absolutely.
Allen.
That's very arguable. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's between him and Josh Allen for MVP race, right?
I mean, could we ask for a better first week?
I mean,
I mean, come on.
we could have,
Yeah,
but
defensively we could have, but offensively though, wow.
yeah, I mean, again, the offensive line looked absolutely horrid. Now, granted, had we had more than enough time to throw the ball, that if Aaron had more than enough time to throw the ball, he probably would have had 10 touchdowns, because
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was slicing and dicing when he could. But,
Hmm.
I mean, teams are going to get onto that quick hit shit real fast because we can't block nearly long enough for him to have a play develop.
Right.
It almost seemed like every time he was under center, and he yelled "hut" and he turned around to do a play action, he was getting sacked almost immediately.
Yeah, aka Turnstile Jones, number 77. Gave
Yeah,
up 3 of the sacks
and that's the
within
thing,
the
and we've
I
been
mean,
beat.
come on.
Yeah, we've been beating on his drum the entire time. Let him play his truthful right position, and it won't be a shit show, right? And
Right.
they finally
Right.
put hit this year's. They finally put him in his dominant position, his natural position. Not a good first week, dude.
No, not at all. You know, the disturbing thing is, I heard two ex Steelers linemen, Trey Essex and who else was it on the early shows, talk shows, and Trey Essex pointed out. He said since they have this guy, he's shown that he has horrible hand placement, horrible. He just almost uncoachable, which
Right.
is scary to me. It's
Right.
one thing on the right side because he's a natural left tackle,
Mm-hmm.
but now you're telling me that he's this bad on the left side where he's naturally, is his natural position.
Right.
His footing, his hands, everything just weren't there. He was getting pushed back, and it's not like the guy's not engaged. You can tell he's excited, he wants to play, but I don't know, man. This could be a first round bust. And not a good place to have a left tackle.
Which is
Very not. I mean,
yeah, which is a shame too,
remember
because he's
the other guy.
yeah, which is a shame too, because he's been in the league now what 3 years, 4 years,
3 years. Yeah.
and at this point in time you should be established. But again, because you had to
Right.
be bounced around, you really aren't.
Right.
So it's a shame that we're looking at year 4, and now we're starting to call you a bust. Like before,
Right. I
you
mean,
typically know that stuff way in advance, almost year 2, year 3. But because he hasn't been in where he was supposed to be, now we're looking at him as a bust.
yeah. Both of them circled technique. Just kept saying technique is so bad.
Right.
And that's coachable. But boy, you think coming up through Georgia and now the NFL for 3 years, and it's just not good. And he just looks comfortable out there. I mean, I don't know where we turn from this game on. I mean, it's only the first game, but we have the guy Pete we signed from New Orleans, free agent. We have Calvin. I forget his name. Murphy, possibly the other guy we're talking about as a backup, replace him. But we can't have Aaron on his back. That's for sure.
No.
Um,
Not
and
to
then we saw
mention,
what he could do when he's upright.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, big time, big time. You know.
yeah,
So yeah, I feel like my hat is making my thing go crazy.
there it is.
See if that works. If it doesn't, then we'll figure something else out.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote down a bunch of concerns, a bunch of likes, and then one thing that I thought was really interesting, and I still been analyzing. It's really interesting. I'm sure the concerns we talked about right off the bat. Jones and the offensive line. That was a big thing.
Right.
Defense couldn't stop the run.
And I was just about to say, the other bad part of what we saw on Sunday was the defense. The
Right.
the most expensive defense in the NFL that's paid the most by far, probably more than any team close to us.
They're up to $20 million.
Yeah, but they didn't impress me. Did they have flashes? Sure, but they didn't impress me.
The Jets didn't punt. They didn't punt the ball. I mean,
right.
That's all you need to say. Right. I mean, that's crazy. Like you said, they did not impress me one bit.
No, I mean, look.
Only the last drive they got stopped.
Right. So here's going to be some stats from last year. So average last year points per game was 21.9. Right. We've already beaten that, thankfully.
Right.
34 now. So we're head and shoulders above scoring now than we were last year. Great. Fantastic. That's what we want. That's what we need.
Right.
But the back end of that is just like last year, where our points against per game was 20.4. And now this year it's 32. Now, again, we're talking about week 1 here, but still.
Right.
They're talking about a defense that was averaging 20 points a game, and now we're averaging almost 35 a game. That's not going to win us.
Yeah, it's very worrisome because I think you're in the same boat as I am. If you would have told me the New York Jets would put up 32 points on us, you'd be like, no way, it's not happening. Well, I mean, honestly, if you ask me, even right now, are they closer to a top 10 offense or a top bottom offense? I'd probably say a bottom 10 offense. But they look good. I'm not taking anything away from Justin Fields. He looked really good. The running game looked good, but I think it's a lot because we couldn't stop the run. We didn't make him throw. So, I mean, very worrisome for sure.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's the double-edged sword. Were we that bad, or were the Jets that good?
Right.
So we almost don't get a true reading off of that.
Right. And then my third thing was concerns is the lack of a running game. But again, I think you nailed it right off the bat. That offensive line.
Yeah, this is an offensive
I mean,
line.
they just couldn't. They couldn't pass block. They couldn't run block.
Nope.
For us to in a game where we didn't play so well to win, I'm extremely happy. We're not going to expect 34 points a week, but wow, thank God the offense did it when they could. And the team got that one big turnover on special teams. So,
and that's the thing too. Is like,
weird thing I looked at.
Okay.
Snap counts.
Okay.
Especially in the running game. Kenneth Gainwell led the team with 29 snap counts at running back. Warren had 25, and Caleb Johnson had 2. Now, again, because of how the situation worked, pass blocking obviously is into that correlation. But Warren had 13 touches. Gainwell had 11. Interesting how it panned out like that, but it kind of like from the get-go that Gainwell was a big part of the offense, it seemed. From the get-go, the game plan. So,
and what's crazy
really
is too, yeah. So what's crazy about that is too, Mike, is that, do you remember me talking about this last show? I said, what if they turned, I said at this point, Caleb Johnson, because I was comparing those two because it's a brand new rookie running back. I didn't even think about Gainwell. What if Warren stays the third down back? And let's say at this point in time, they're putting Gainwell in there as your starting back. Now, probably, and here's my take on it, probably because, like you said, Gainwell is a better pass blocker than Warren, right? Because that's the only, that realistically is the only reason why that is the case, right?
Absolutely. Right.
So if that's the case, then obviously Gainwell is going to get way many looks than Jalen will, which is ironic and weird in the sense because we just got done paying, extending Warren for another 2 years, and it's $17.5 million.
Right.
So it's like,
it's really weird.
Yeah, like it's okay. We're paying people. I'm not upset with that because all the good teams do. Yeah, all the good teams do.
Right.
But are we wasting money and putting it in the wrong basket?
Yeah, I totally agree. I thought about that right away. Snap counts on for the wide receivers pretty interesting. And tight ends. DK 54 had a good game. I didn't realize the guy was that fast ever catching the ball. I mean, he's a beast.
He's a demon. We got to catch the ball though.
Bro, yeah, absolutely.
Couple dropsies. We got some dropsies out there, so we got to clean that up.
Yeah, Calvin Austin had 45 snaps, so they used him a lot as a number 2. Ben Skowronek had 10.
Great.
Roman Wilson had 10.
I was surprised.
Only 4 on offense. I was surprised about that. And Miller had 9.
I am shocked.
As a wide receiver.
Yeah, so
me too.
Let's talk about that 10 snaps on and only 2 on offense. So what happened from the preseason to week 1? Right? I want to say
you're right. What happened?
Yeah, I don't recall, and maybe because I just wasn't paying attention. Maybe because I was more paying attention to Roman, but when did Ben Skowronek factor into the offense at all in preseason?
Only as a blocker that I recall,
So, no, don't get me wrong, because we also have Scotty Miller back there too.
Right, he had 9 snaps. So
yeah. So my whole thing is that like Roman has come out and played exceptionally well in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Again, is it just because it was week 1 and he's still trying to catch up to the offense, which he shouldn't. He should already be plugged in. Had a whole year sitting down reading the playbook. Or is it just the fact that this was a tight game, so they had to stick with the personnel that they had?
Right. And plus, I'm thinking about it now as I'm talking to you. Maybe they use Skowronek a little bit more because of his blocking ability.
Well, yeah. They're going to have to do something. You're going to have to figure out something in order to, get more people to block to get this running game.
The breakdown on tight ends was Johnny Smith had 37 snaps, Muth had 28, Mount Washington had 26, and Hayward had 4. I'd be happy not to see Hayward again.
I'll be,
Stupid.
yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, you can only take, the legacy picks and stuff like that so far.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, stupid
After,
penalties.
yeah, I mean,
You know. I
after
mean,
year 2, year 3 with
yeah, and
Hayward,
he's done nothing for us.
yeah,
One
put
thing I
him
have
on
to say
special
is,
teams and leave him there.
yeah, absolutely. One thing I have to say is I thought that Arthur Smith called a really good game
It's
with what
funny
he was working with.
funny you say that because I have a note written down here too. I was good with the play calling. I thought it was
Me
good.
too.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
the
really
Jets
good.
keep Jonu Smith, hell of a play call.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe a little bit more action on the tight ends because we got athletic tight ends that, are almost wide receivers instead of tight
Yeah.
ends.
Right.
And that's supposed to be Artie's specialty. So,
Right.
we got these illustrious tight ends, very, very capable and able tight ends. We had one touchdown from Jonu and a couple catches by Muth from what I can remember just off of
Right.
the old Rolodex up here. But other than that, we didn't really. Now, again,
No,
like I said, I saw a lot of
he's really.
I saw up the middle. I saw some
Yep.
deep balls. So we're stretching
Yep.
it. We're moving things around. And I think that's more along the lines of his comfortability with Aaron back there as well. Being able to, hey,
Absolutely.
if you get a deep look, go ahead and swing it. If not, go ahead and check it down.
Yeah, I was gonna
So,
say, man, he was so comfortable back there.
mhm.
You know, I thought he threw one bad ball. And that was that one he was trying to get out of bounds, and it kind of slipped, and then was had a pick. But I thought overall he played a clean game, man.
Right.
Smart decisions. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start. I mean, just
No.
everything that and but I think we can put to bed the narrative that the press has been saying that Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers don't get along. I think that kind of it looked pretty comfortable to me. So
Yeah.
you know,
And then, while we're talking about it too, we're talking about stretching the field and the play calling and stuff like this. Does this mean that we can play from behind now?
I think so. Honestly,
Because we
hate to
couldn't
say
last
it,
year. Yeah, because we couldn't
no,
last
not
year.
at all. Right.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm still baffled at the fact that, you know, that we're in this QB situation. And what I mean by that is not so much the fact that we got Aaron Rodgers starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the fact that we brought back Mason Rudolph and didn't sign Justin Jefferson. Or not Justin Jefferson, Justin Fields.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Why we let him walk out the door. So these are things that I don't understand.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you. I'm still with you.
If it was $10 million difference between us and the Jets, and that's why he took the Jets job, just match the Jets, keep him here. Because again, Aaron Rodgers is a 1-year deal.
Right.
And considering the fact that we didn't see Will Howard at all, we don't know what he is.
Right. So we have no idea.
At least you have more insurance with Justin Fields coming out and competing for the starting job next year. But that's neither near nor there. Hey, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you saw a Steelers quarterback throw for 4 touchdowns in a game?
Probably Ben.
I was gonna say what 2000? What was that? 17, 18?
Yeah, about 7 years ago, maybe. I don't even know. I mean,
right?
A long time. That's the last time I saw a good quarterback play from us. Probably about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So like that anyway.
Right. So with that being said as well, they moved the ball around 7 different receivers. I thought that was great too.
Right.
They didn't stick to one, or like you said, snap counts and everything like that. It was great. So the last piece of the game that I'm going to talk about, and then we'll start talking about some of the injuries here, and then we can start getting into the Sunday slate. Why haven't we played Chris Boswell?
Oh, dude.
He should have been paid at Sunday at 4:05.
You're right.
I don't understand.
That 60-yard field goal was good from 70, brother.
I don't understand
that
it.
Was
why
right, me neither.
Why did I wake up this morning and I didn't get why didn't I wake up Monday morning? This morning. Why am I still sitting here and I haven't seen an alert that the Pittsburgh Steelers and Chris Boswell has come to an agreement on a 7-year, $58 million deal.
Right. I mean, the guy's money. The guy, he didn't even hesitate to send him out there either. That's
No.
the crazy thing.
No, and the
60
crazy
yarder.
and the crazy part was that his career long was 57 up until that.
I know.
I was like, what? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's
I
it.
know.
That's all Boz has. And then he comes out and
I know.
drills a 60 that could have been good from 66.
Yeah.
Pay the man.
Yeah. Right. That's all.
And
The only other thing I like to talk about this game is the red zone. 4 for 4. I mean, when was the last time we did that?
well,
If you remember last year, we were sitting here in week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons saying we had scored 18 points but kicked 6 field goals. You know?
yeah, couldn't
Like,
do anything in the
wow.
red zone. I think we were one of the worst last year in the red zone, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
We were like 40% or something like that, 46%.
Right, we
or
were
something like that.
awful.
Yeah, it was terrible, you know. And that was a
Yeah.
big reason why we were 10-7. It's because when it got down in between the 20, we couldn't put it away. We couldn't put games away. We kept letting people
No.
hang around. And then, you know, that shit bit us in the ass come later on in the season whenever we dropped 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
So, hey,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not Nostradamus over here, but the first playoff win in quite some time, it's looking better and better.
It does. You're right. You're exactly right.
So some injury news. Deshaun Elliott comes out. Boy, I thought it was done for. I thought the season was over for him.
Ugly.
You know, it
Yeah.
looked ugly.
Yeah, we
Luckily,
got lucky
yeah.
there.
Luckily, it looks like it's only a sprained MCL, so a few weeks he's going to be out, probably 2 to 4.
Well, yeah,
but
today, so it's going to be 4 weeks.
4 weeks, okay. I knew it was
Yeah.
going to be around that way. So the Steelers, being the Steelers, thankfully, go out and sign Jabril Peppers.
Right. Right.
Pretty
Not a
big.
bad signing at this point. I mean,
I didn't think so either.
yeah,
I thought it was a good
I
signing.
Me too. I heard something on the way home. Last year, he led all strong safeties and run tackling, 90.4% rating. So, you know, definitely a nice signing with Chuck Clark, who played very well when Elliott was out.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
I thought there was some great. That it was a great pickup. And then I just found out too. You know, we talked about Tank Bigsby just got traded. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get out of the Steelers here a little bit, but because this is gonna kind of flow right into it. Tank Bigsby just got traded from the Jaguars to the Eagles in a surprising move. I thought it was very astonishing. I come to find out Will Shipley has
hurt. Yeah,
he's got broken ribs.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I know he was hurt. I didn't know it was broken ribs. Okay,
broken ribs. So
makes sense.
6 to 12 weeks. Because you figure if you're not ready yet and you get popped,
you're done.
Can't breathe.
Yeah, you're done.
You're gonna get a punctured lung or something like that. So that's I think that's how this whole Tank Bigsby trade materialized. You know,
Good trade for both.
Yeah, it seemed like a good trade for both of them. They, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to hear it.
Jags get a couple more draft picks, and
you both are in the wrong.
And
Eagles get their
Eagles.
the Eagles take one.
Yeah, the Eagles get a backup, which is a good backup to have.
Yeah, he is. Very good.
You know, if I were them, I'd be factoring him in a little bit more than Will Shipley at the end of the game for garbage time. You know,
agree.
This is a guy that I think for almost 6 weeks was leading the league in rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So something to keep ahead of. Jalen Carter gets fined a whole game check, which turned out to be like 57,000 and some change. He gets time served because I guess he didn't really play that game, so they gave him time served on that. So he'll be back week 2. But I tell you what, though, just real briefly on that, he almost screwed that win up for Philly because Dallas was running all up the middle.
They were.
That was,
you could notice the difference. You could notice the difference on that team for sure.
Huge difference. And then let's talk about Monday night a little bit. Bills and Ravens.
Oh, Sunday night, yeah.
Sunday night. Was that the game of the year already?
Absolutely. That, to me, was up there with the Rams and Chiefs in 18. Amazing game.
It was insanity. 81 points on opening night.
Yeah, 22 points in the fourth quarter, over 20 yards passing in the last 7 minutes.
Down,
unbelievable.
What were they down? 40-25?
Yeah. Yep.
And come back to win the game with 5 minutes left?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear Josh Allen after the game? Josh Allen said,
No.
Why'd everybody leave? You have no faith?
Good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, good point, man.
So he gave a little shot into there to Bills Mafia. And then the last little bit that I noticed and was thinking about was that what is Josh Allen not going to rush for 17 rushing touchdowns this year? Or if not more?
If not more, yeah. He's their offense right now.
You know?
Like if he got hurt, they'd be a 500 team. You know?
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe
be
a 500.
Maybe. Right, maybe.
I wouldn't even know that.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah.
That was some of the things that I thought about during the week. Oh, and the last little thing, because it's on the top of my mind because I'm looking at Thursday night's game here. Green Bay and Detroit. Quite surprised with this game.
Yeah.
Detroit looks like shit. You know, I had said that they're probably going to have like a 3-game swing this year. It might be closer to 4 or 5. I mean, we're already down one. We're already down one game. Right. You know?
Yeah.
They're not running the ball like they used to. You know, they don't seem comfortable in that offense really. And Green Bay was just
listen, and Parsons only played 30% of the snaps on defense. Like,
I mean,
you know,
I think
he was everywhere.
Green Bay's probably going to be your division winner up there.
Looks like it. I mean, they that game was never in doubt.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you know, that's for sure.
Yeah. I wish Matt was here.
And then,
you know, I was going to say, I wish Matt was here so we can talk about J.J. McCarthy and him being a stud.
I was going to say that.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I can't wait to rub that in his face later, you know. But again, is he a stud or is it because KOC is just the man?
Right.
You know, he's got a great support team around him.
He does. He looked pedestrian for 2.5 quarters, you know. Again, and then that third quarter, he turned
first game start in 2 years because he missed all of last year with a knee. He got hurt in preseason with a knee. So, you know, obviously they have a ton of faith in this kid to take their franchise this year because they got rid of you know, they didn't even want him as a backup to be there.
Right.
They just let him. Well, then again, they weren't going to pay him to stick around, and he was gone with the money.
If I'm the Bears, man, if ever a time they could steal a game from the Vikings, it was last night. Yeah. You know, I mean, Caleb Williams arguably had one of his best games as a pro. He looked really sharp until the third and fourth quarter. You know, he was on point, and then the Vikings turned it up. You know.
Was it me though, or was it the fact that Caleb was still looking like he was running for his life?
Oh, he did, yeah. And then he missed. I don't know if you saw the one.
But he got a whole revamped new offense. He got a revamped offensive line.
That's what they spent their money on. Yeah.
And he still looked like he was running for his life. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah. Plus, they still couldn't run the ball.
Right.
You know, they still could not run the football. So.
Yeah. Anything else you saw from this weekend that you thought, "Ooh, that's that's something we need to discuss"?
I mean, just I think we'll talk about it when we go over some of the games, but I think those are some of the biggest things that jumped out at me overall. Oh, the one thing, how are you the Cincinnati Bengals with that offense? So we talk about our team with our defense. Cincinnati Bengals are a team on offense. They had 7 yards of offense in the second half against the Cleveland Browns.
how are you that offense and we're our offense and we outscored you? We
7 yards of offense they had
we
against
dou-
Cleveland.
we doubled them. They had 17
Right,
points. We had 34.
right,
It,
right. I mean,
if
and,
you would
and
have
if
if
it
you would have
wasn't
told
for
me
two shanks by the rookie kicker, like
right,
they're on one already. It's scary. They always get off those slow starts, and it looks like it's going to happen again. So we'll see.
well, just like what we were
I know
figuring.
fantasy players aren't happy with Burrow and Jamar Chase, and
No,
pretty
they
funny.
didn't do
So
anything against the Cleveland team,
no,
which
right, right,
it always ends up seeing. It always ends up seeming like again we give our division gives the rest of the league false hope or false pretenses. They're thinking that you know oh, you can't, you can run the score up on Cincy because they can't score and they can't stop you or whatever. And then it turns out they score only 17, but hold Cleveland to 16. And then people are thinking, oh, Cleveland sucks. Who cares? They're Cleveland. Cleveland's Cleveland. And then
right,
they'll go play like uh, uh, Detroit or something like that, and that game will end like 34 to 28, and you're like, where the hell did this offense come from? You know what I mean? And it's just like
right. Absolutely.
just
Yep,
all up and down.
yep.
But
Always, always.
that's the that's the AFC North, baby. So looking here, we were talking about we were going to get into a little bit of college here, but we'll do our
Yeah.
NFL pick. We'll do our NFL picks. Um, we'll go over that, and then we'll go over Thursday, and then we'll go into our college slate.
Okay.
So NFL Week 1. Chargers are coming to play.
Justin Herbert, arguably the best start of the season in his career, easily actually.
He was on my
And what a
bench.
game! I mean,
He was on my bench. Had I started him over whoever the hell I had starting, Patrick Mahomes, I think it was. I can't remember. But had I had Mahomes or Herbert starting instead, I would have beat you by probably 10.
you would have crushed me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Instead, I
You would
lost by
just.
5.
I think he had 38 points on your bench, and I'm like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Guess where the 38 points came from? It was all Herbert.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was him. I mean, that was your 38 points was him.
Yep.
I think your quarterback scored you 14 or something. So,
Yep.
yeah, you would have walked away easily. It wasn't even close.
Nope.
So, yeah, the Chargers look very good.
Yeah.
The Chiefs in that game, the same old Chiefs. I understand why people are starting to say that they've fallen off because now with Xavier Worthy hurt too. Let's talk about that injury. We don't know how serious it is. I haven't heard anything yet.
Well, I do know. Now, here's the extent of it. The only thing I know is that he's got dislocated shoulder.
Okay.
So other than that, I don't know.
They said he was going to put brakes on and try to play through it, the pain. But again, you're a wide receiver and he's built tiny. Like I don't know how it's going to affect him.
And that's the other part of it. Like we don't know if there's any torn ligaments or anything like that. So that's the bad part, And then we have why can't I think of his first name? Kittle.
Oh yeah, IR. He's on IR.
He's out for at least 4 weeks.
4 weeks,
if not more.
Yep. Right.
I thought I had something here about Xavier, but I don't. I thought I saw it. Anyway, and then we have Christian Watson. He got an extension for the Green Bay Packers because we were just talking.
He didn't. He's hurt.
Yeah, he's still rehabbing. I think from his ACL from last year or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but he gets an extension, which hey, good for him. George. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this. So Matt came away as the big winner against the spread, and ended up winning the over under battle as well, but not by much. So uh, Matt went 11-5 on his picks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he went a 69%. Mike, me, and you tied. We were 8 for 8. went a, we
Okay.
went a, we split the whole thing. No, that was against the spread. The over unders though tell a different story. He went. Matt went 9-7. You went 6-10, and I went 8-8 again. So
Oh,
yeah. So overall, and just in NFL, this is just NFL. Overall, Matt is 20-12. You are 14-18, and I am 16-16.
oof.
So yeah,
Great start.
great start. Now, overall football standings, this is including college. Matt is at 30-20 for 60%. Mike, you're at 21 for 29, or 21 and 29,
Yeah.
42%. And I am 23-27, 46%. So this
We got some catching up to do.
yeah, we got a lot of catching up to do. But here's the good thing.
Yeah.
It's week 1.
It's
So,
week 1. Yeah.
It's week. There was a couple games here too that we lost by like a half a point. You know,
Yeah.
it could have went
Yeah.
either way. So you know, a couple other little tidbits from this weekend. The Indianapolis Colts look like they might be back. Looks like Danny Dimes is a player. You know, regardless of what the Giants fans would think, it looks like he's a player in Indy. And sometimes that's what somebody needs is a fresh start, new location,
Change the scenery. Right.
new face, new everything. And it's looking like that could be it for.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Dolphins had a hand in that too. They were awful.
Yeah.
But they were really bad. But Danny Dimes, man, he had with his arm, with his legs, he just had an all around solid game. I mean,
speaking of the Dolphins and the rumor mill that's coming out, Tyreek Hill might be on the move, which I called that about 2 weeks ago, and it might be, and they could have a hand in this, as the Steelers have a shot.
Yeah, I guess it's the top two are talking about is Kansas City and Pittsburgh. But I just got some news I read right when it came on about him having domestic charges brought against him by his wife. So we'll see what happens there. So
yeah, so
but very interesting though.
Yeah, so I would expect until that situation calms down and they get that figured out, the trade rumor talks are going to slow down immensely.
Yeah, I agree.
Until that gets figured out. I think we kind of figured that the Giants and Commanders were going to be the game that it was. Now, I think the biggest thing.
You and I did. Matt thought the Commanders would win that game.
Well,
so
you had the Giants. Upset. You had the Giants in that game as well.
I did. I thought it'd be a closer game.
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd win, but I think the big takeaway I got from that game was Russell Wilson bad. Oof. Yep. He is bad, man.
I think we see Jackson Dart way sooner than everybody thinks.
Yeah, I agree, man. Wow.
So let's go down this rabbit hole real quick, okay? Because I think it's pretty much a done deal if this doesn't work out. This is Russell Wilson's last year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
It didn't work in Pittsburgh after Seattle. Right. And it didn't work in Denver after Seattle. I keep forgetting he was at Denver for a year, and then they told him,
"Yeah,
we'll pay you to leave."
Yeah. Yep.
So they did. And now he's at the Giants, and it's not looking favorable there either. So if you want to talk about the other edge of this sword, saying that new places, new faces, it's not looking to be that for Russell Wilson.
I mean, I'm pulling up his game, 17-37, only 168 yards. Oh man, not a good game. Not a good game.
Not at all.
Wow. And like you said, I see Jackson Dart sooner rather than later. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
we possibly could be looking into week 4 having
Yep.
Jackson Dart start.
Yep. That's
Dart,
what I'm thinking of too.
Dart start. Yeah. So yeah, I think that was probably the bigger things that we get to take away from this weekend. The fact that the Patriots didn't beat the Raiders.
So let's talk about the second-year quarterbacks real quick.
Okay.
Bo Nix, bad first game. Drake May had a decent game, but they lost.
Right.
JJ McCarthy's first start looked really good, but just one game. And Williams last night had a decent game until it was crunch time. Coaching error though by the Lions. By the Bears coach there too at the end didn't help. So.
Well, you want to talk about second-year players too? Let's talk about Michael Penix Jr. 27.
There you go.
27 of 42 for 298 and a tud. And
big game.
Mbuka.
What a game.
Looking like my prediction might be coming a little bit closer to fruition.
Yeah.
100 plus catches. 100 plus catches.
Yeah, and Baker's not shy to throw to the kid. 2 touchdowns.
Baker is not shy to throw it at all.
No.
What else was kind of going? Chris Olave needs to get as far out of New Orleans as possible. They're going to kill him. They're going to kill him.
I agree.
Down there.
Yep.
He needs to go. They threw him another medicine ball behind the line, and he got absolutely smoked.
Yep. He woke up and thought the uniforms were nice. That's how bad he got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He woke up. He woke up and thought he was the Dallas Mavericks playing in Any Given Sunday with those jerseys on.
Right.
Whatever the hell. Oh, the Dallas Knights. That's what they were, not the Mavericks.
Yeah, the Dallas Knights. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Giants though, they got smoked.
If you're a Ravens fan, you're shocked that you lost, but what a game by Henry. What a game.
Yeah, I mean he opens up the year. Yeah, he opens up the year with 18 carries and 169 yards and 2 touchdowns.
But a huge fumble that cost them.
Yeah, it's the end of the game. But hey, kudos to Harbaugh for not running him 30 times, only running him 18 times. That seems to be reverse of what he usually does. Is he kills him at the beginning of the season and then he lays off of them at the end of the season when you really need them.
Yeah.
But I'll be the first one to say that I was a little bit surprised with the Jaguars and their thromping of the Panthers. But it still didn't look like Trevor Lawrence had a good day.
He didn't. I was going to say they won, but I think it was because the Panthers were so bad. They were anemic on offense. Chuba Hubbard had a good game, but Bryce Young was awful.
Yeah.
Kind of worries me.
McMillan I think he had like 16 targets or something like that. He had something ridiculous.
And 4 catches.
Yeah, 10 catches.
4 catches.
He had 5 catches, but yeah, still.
But
it's very promising for somebody who has him in fantasy to see that he's getting that many looks.
Really? Right. Right. Yeah.
So
it's just Bryce Young needs to. I think this is the year he needs to take that step forward. If he doesn't, he's in trouble.
So I think
just like Trevor Lawrence. We talked about this.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and make you a bold statement here too. Not that it's a prediction or anything like that. It's just a bold statement. Just like Jalen Hurts, people need to start putting respect on Brock Purdy.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
And so I don't. If you're watching that game, his 2 interceptions are really bad.
Okay, granted. Anytime you have a turnover, it's bad. Anytime you have a turnover, it's bad.
Yeah, but they were just bad. I mean, it wasn't a guy made a great play. They were just bad throws. They should never been thrown. He hasn't made those throws in the past. Is my thing.
Okay.
It's like he's digressing. But in his defense, who was catching the ball? They were all hurt.
That's what I was just about to say. He ends up winning
because hurt.
Yeah, he ends
Jennings
up
left the game. Kittle left the game. Like, oof.
Right.
Man.
And that's my point here too, is that you still have McCaffrey out there who went 22 of 69. He had 22 carries for 69 yards. So it tells me that the up front, the guys up front were, doing their job, because he's, what is that, like 3 yards a carry or something?
Three point, three or something like that.
Yeah, so that's like 3 yards a carry. JSN went banana land like he normally does. But again, I mean, you talk about Brock Purdy and he had a couple sail balls, but he still went 26 of 35 for 277 and 2 tuds.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to win this year because their schedule is really bad. If he gets everyone healthy, they should run away with that division, honestly.
And again, though, it's a bad division. I was shocked that the Rams won.
It is.
It really was. And it was an ugly
game. I wasn't shocked that they won. I was shocked they won.
Yeah, I mean, they won an ugly game, 14-9. So, I mean, Puka Nacua, what's up with that dude? Huh?
He's a beast, man. He's an animal.
He is an animal.
Once his head ripped off, comes back. I mean,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud worries me for the Texans. He didn't look good at all. I'm just saying the last, I think back was one of my teams. The Texans going to take a step back. They had no assembly of a running game again because Mixon's hurt and Chubb is a shell of himself.
Yeah,
but that offensive line's still very bad. That's the problem in Houston. The offensive line isn't. But Nico Collins was kind of silent. I don't know. Just the Texans don't. It's going to be a tough year for them, I think. I said that last week. I'm sticking with that.
Well, I mean, you're not far off. I mean, you got Nico only had 5 targets, but he threw 27 balls all game. Stroud did.
Right.
And for a team that's down, I don't understand why it's only at 27 attempts. I mean, he had a QBR of 43.2. Normal is around 50, 60.
Right.
High 50s, 60s. His rating was a 74. You got old man Stafford over there who's got back problems, and he had a QBR 62 with a passer rating of 109.
Right.
So it's just this was a bad game for Houston. Bad game.
It was a very bad game. Very bad game.
Because if this is indicative of what their future looks like, it's going to be a tough year for Houston.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be
in a division where you can win very easily, because we still don't. I mean, other than Indy, because we don't know what they really are yet. I mean, again, we don't really know who anybody is right now. But looking for the way things are on paper at this very moment, Indy's going to end up winning that division for the first time in 12 years.
I mean, like I said, I am still hanging on the Jaguars winning that division. But Indy, you can't knock what they did. They destroyed Miami. It was over at halftime.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just annihilation. I think if you're a Dolphin fan, if they don't win this week against New England, pack your bags. You're looking for maybe a number 1 pick next year already.
And that was the thing that I said earlier too. A couple of weeks ago when I said that they're going to trade Tyreek. I mean, they're gonna have to start getting what they can for the roster that they have.
Right. Yeah. They're a clean house. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When this season's over, I mean, it's going to be from top to bottom scrub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And did Tua get paid already, or is he due for payment?
I thought he got paid last year, or year before. I thought he did.
Definitely.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was last year.
I'm not sure what Tua's contract situation is, but he looked like a shell of himself. That offense was bad. They get a garbage touchdown from A-Chain at the end of the game to score.
Mm-hmm.
They really did nothing. I mean, Indy dominated from the get-go.
Oof. So you were right. It was last year. He got a 4-year, $212.4 million contract.
I thought so. Yeah,
Yeah, so
not good.
They're tied to him for at least until 27.
Mm-hmm.
At least, because I mean he's just on the books for way too much.
Right.
So
I mean,
they're tied to him. So
how about Geno Smith passing for 362? Wow.
Yeah.
What a game. I mean, I thought the Raiders would win that game, but not, it was a tight game. But,
it's only a touchdown, but, Geno
yes.
Smith goes for over 350 passing yards.
Yeah, that's something else, I think the Raiders can go, like I said, I thought they were one of my teams, a 3 or 4 game improvement. So we'll see.
Well, by the looks of it. And, it seems that Geno and Pete are
Pete Carroll on the page, the same page.
Yeah, there's probably a reason why they went out and got Geno whenever Pete took that job.
That's the first thing they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because he knew what kind of player Geno is. So
right.
But yeah. Well, if you want, we can start getting into. Well, let's do our Thursday pick.
Okay.
So let's get to NFL Week 2 here. All right, so Thursday pick, Thursday night on NBC Peacock at 8:20 p.m. We have the Washington Commanders against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are giving 3.5, and the over/under is set at 48.5. I didn't hear from Matt yet, which that's okay. We'll get his picks later.
Yeah.
So I'll let you start it out.
I tell you what, Green Bay looked really good week 1 against on both sides of the ball, especially defensively. Washington struggled a bit versus the Giants, but convincing win for sure. It's tough to go into Lambeau. I'm going to take the Packers here, but give me the under in this one for myself.
Okay. So the way I see it is I see you being right 100% on this. Green Bay looks like a better team considering the fact that of who they played. They played the number 1 NFC team last year, the division winner. Not the conference winner, but the division winner. They're going to play the conference winner. Well, not the conference winner, but they're going to play the conference runner-up.
Yeah.
On Thursday. But I think Green Bay beating Detroit so decisively is just one of those things where, you can't tell me otherwise until they show me I should not pick them, basically.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
And Commanders, if, on paper, you could easily say, well, they had an easy first game. 21-6. If it was last year, that game would have been 41-6 against the Giants.
Right.
Especially how that offense was running last year. So for that reason, I'm going to end up taking Green Bay, but I'm going to take the over on that because they both put up points. And Green Bay let up some more points than Washington did, but Washington's also going to end up facing a much better offense. So 48.5. This probably easily could be a 27-24 game. Which will end up putting you at 51. So for that reason, I'm going to end up taking the over. So with that said, we have 2 Monday night games this week too, just so you know for later.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have 7 o'clock Tampa Bay and Houston, and then 10 o'clock the Chargers versus Raiders, which is probably going to be the better game.
I was going to say two things on those two games. Big game in Houston. They don't want to start off 0-2.
Right.
I can see that happening.
I
And
do too.
big game for both the Chargers and Raiders in this one.
I
Little
agree.
statement game early.
Yep.
You know?
And if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to go back and take a quick look, but are these two conference games or division games again?
Well, the Raiders Chargers are, but the Tampa Bay Houston's AFC NFC.
I was more or less talking about the Raiders and Chargers, but the Raiders had the
another division game.
Yeah, the Raiders had the Patriots the first game, but the Chargers.
Yeah, that's a conference game, and the Chargers second division game right off the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, this is a must-win for the Chargers to take a commanding lead in that division.
2-0 to start the season in your division. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be commanding to start the season.
Yeah.
So I think this is a huge game for the Chargers, and puts a little bit more pressure on the Raiders because it's their home opener, and they're going to want to show out and show up. So we'll see how that goes. Now,
little news for that one too. We'll see what happens with Brock Bowers. He left the game with a knee. They said he could have came back and played. They're cautious with him, but we'll see.
You were already winning that game at that point in time when he left, and
they were.
Why rush? So real quick, let's talk about college, and then we'll go into our other college stuff. I got to pull up if I can find it. Oh yeah, I do. So we're going to switch to college here for a couple minutes and talk about that. Let's talk about Chapel Bill in North Carolina. What is going on? First game of the year, home Monday night game. It's like, the stars came out for this game apparently. Michael Jordan was in attendance. All these other celebrities were in attendance because it was Bill's first game and it was so hyped.
Right.
And TCU drops 48 on them at home.
Lays an egg, 48-14. Yeah.
Worst loss in North Carolina football history on a season opener, I should say.
Right.
It's like, wow. And then, now, granted, that was 2 weeks ago. And then last week, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he gets a W. But
yeah, they won, yeah.
Again, not a very impressive win.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So I understand that you can't just walk into a place and immediately turn it around. I mean, look what happened to Colorado when Dion showed up. He brought all the hype and they brought all the cameras and this and that, but he still won, I think, 4-6 to start the year.
They were bad.
His season.
Yeah.
So I guess this is what we're kind of looking at for Bill. He's probably going to have somewhat of a similar year.
Yeah, right now in the ACC, no one's mentioning North Carolina among the top 6 or 7. So if he goes 5-6, it's people think it is going to be a quick turnaround. I don't see it.
With Miami, UCF, Florida State, there ain't nobody that's going to be talking about.
No,
Bill
Miami,
Belichick.
Clemson, FSU. It's not going to be. No one's talking about North Carolina. I mean,
no.
No.
Is UCF not in that division?
No, UCF's in the
Sun Belt or something like that.
American or something like that. Yeah.
So anyway, those two Florida teams and Clemson. No.
Yeah, they roll that. Yeah.
Not a shot. I mean, they'll
and Louisville's a top 25 team now too.
And they'll even talk about SMU before they talk about UNC.
And rightfully so. Yeah.
Right. So,
they killed me last week on a parlay.
So, in our college picks, our 6-pack challenge, Matt went 2-4. He went 4-2 for the whole slate. Mike, you went 3-3, and I went 1-5.
Okay.
How awesome is that? Yeah, 1-5.
Great first week.
Yeah, so hopefully I get a big bounce back this week.
Yeah.
So our overall college standings out of 18 picks so far, Matt 10-8, bum,
Wow.
and Mike, me and you, again, we're right there, 7-11 between me and you. So
we're consistent, my friend.
Yeah, we are. That is overall. That is against the spread and over under. Against the spread, Matt's killing it. He's 7-2. Mike, you're horrible. You're 1-8. I'm in the middle. I'm 5-4. Over unders. Matt sucks. I suck. You're the best. You're at 6-3.
That's surprising because I can't pick them. I swear.
Take your headphones off, please. Take your headphones off.
Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
What?
There was a mouse. The mouse decided that they wanted to burn holes in Mia's belly. I lifted it up, and then the mouse is still there, and then he ran underneath the fucking stove. Like, legit, laying dormant underneath Mia's belly. I thought I was seeing things. I wasn't seeing things. She decided that she wanted to fucking cuddle it. We got mouse again.
Okay. Pretty sure everybody heard that.
Sorry. I told you to take your fucking headphones.
I did take my headphones off. I just didn't mute it. Did you hear any of that?
No.
No, that's good.
I was actually looking at some college stuff. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest.
Okay. So yeah, that was week 2. That was last week. That was just this past week. When our games were Michigan and Oklahoma, Illinois and Duke, and Iowa and Iowa State. The only game I won on that was the only thing that I won was Iowa beating the spread because they were getting 3.5.
We won by half a point. Yeah.
Yeah, I won a half a point on that one.
16-13. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the games in the NFL. It was the same thing. It was a half a point. So this weekend we have a special 6-pack challenge because we're going to make it an 8-pack challenge. We decided to go and put in the backyard brawl, Pitt versus WVU in West Virginia in Morgantown. That's a 3:30 game. Then we have another 3:30 game, which is number 6 Georgia going to number 15 Tennessee. The 4:30 game, 18 USF versus number 5 Miami. Now, I went back and forth on this game because if Florida would have won this game, this would have been this wouldn't have been a thought to place this in. But the fact that they beat Florida, I had to put this game in here. And then
and USF beat 2 ranked teams to start the year already.
Right.
Boise State and then Florida, so that's interesting.
Yeah. So definitely something to pay attention to. And then 7:30 is the big game, the one that they're talking about is Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. So I'm going to grab the spreads on these real quick. In the meantime, we have a new little thing called the Super Dog, where it needs to be at least 10 plus. And Matt decided to go with New Mexico, and they're playing UCLA, and they're 15.5 underdogs. So I thought that was a good spread. And then here's one for you. Maybe you might be thinking of it, maybe not. 2-0 Wisconsin is playing 1-1 Alabama, and Wisconsin is getting 21.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that your super dog?
That's my super dog, Wisconsin.
So Wisconsin's getting 21.5?
Wisconsin is getting 21.5.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking up the spreads now for these other ones, and you got to tell me what your pick is.
My super dog of the week is South Alabama getting 25.5 against Auburn.
South Alabama. And who they playing?
Auburn.
Who?
Auburn Tigers.
Oh, Auburn.
The Auburn Tigers. Yeah.
Auburn. And you said they were getting what?
25.5.
Okay. So what makes you think that South Alabama is going to come within 25 points?
Their defense is really good.
Okay.
They have 2 or 3 guys that are being talked about for NFL already. So that's interesting. And they played 2 games. The defense has showed up big time for them. They almost came back from a 15-point game last week against Tulane. They should have won, actually. They didn't. Missed the field goal at the end. But the defense came to play. The offense just gave the ball over too many times. Plus, you freeze at Auburn. He historically plays down to his opponents as a coach. And Auburn, I don't think it's any different. So
I gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I couldn't pass up the fact that we have Wisconsin, who's 2-0, and they're 25 or 21 and a half point dog.
Well, let's talk about Alabama. They're overrated.
I agree.
You know, they were number 8 to start the year. Then they shot a number in the top 5. Then they got beat by FSU handily. Then they won last week and shot up 10 more spots just because they're Alabama. The
Right.
board's if they have a 7-4 year, the board's gone. So
Yeah.
I think they're overrated just because they're Alabama. You know, they're living off their prestige.
Well, I'll tell you what, they wanted DeBoer's head after.
Yeah, they did.
After first.
Yeah,
Right?
FSU debacle. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, that's very interesting. You know, because I mean, again, Nick Saban was 100,004, and
Right.
those 4 losses, they could have kicked him out of town for, but he ends up winning.
Right.
He ends up winning 18 championships while he's there.
Right. Right.
But they want to kick him to the curb so easily too. So getting the last spread here, and then we can go over these. Kind of interesting on some of these spreads.
Yeah, I think we're. So what I have, if you have them, I have.
I just got them. Yeah, give me 1 second though, because this Florida and LSU game was another one that I was on the fence about putting in here, but I just
that was a good one. Yeah.
All right, so back to what you were saying. We're going to start at the first 3:30 game, Pitt for WVU.
You got +7?
I have +7, or I have +7.5.
+7.5 now. Wow.
And like I said,
so
I have. Let me just double check here. Let me refresh it, because again, I'm getting all of this from ESPN. So
right.
It's not like I'm like surfing the internet here looking for the best possible one. I'm getting what they have.
You guys got like 5 minutes.
Yep, that's it.
Yep, I have 7.5.
So interesting narrative about this game. It opened at Pitt -2.
Ooh.
Now it's West Virginia Pitt -7.5.
Ooh.
2 reasons.
Yeah.
West Virginia's starting running back's out for the year. Tore his knee up. He's gone. West Virginia's starting star wide receiver is out for the year. Tore up his knee. So, yeah, 5.5 point swing in 4 days. So, really interesting. Yeah.
Okay, I had my mind made up before you said that, so it actually didn't make a difference. But that is still very good to know. But that would also play into my over/under, though. So Matt has this game as Pitt. He's taking Pitt. He's laying the points, and he's taking the under in this game, which the over/under I have set at 58.5.
Went up a point. Okay.
So I'll actually go first on this one, since this is your baby, and I'll let you rant and rave about it. I'm going to take Pitt. And I know people out there going, oh, he took Pitt. Oh my God, it's sacrilegious. No, it's okay. I was going to take WVU until they lost to Ohio this past weekend. Okay. And they lost decisively against Ohio this past weekend, which I
17-10 and got dominated. Yeah.
yeah, which I was quite surprised by. New coach
Yeah, I was shocked.
Rich Rod comes back. Thinking that he's going to get the squad ready, but again, that type of stuff takes a year or two to kind of get the culture right, your guys in there. But still, I didn't think that WVU, a D1 school, should be losing to Ohio of all teams. But we've
I mean,
seen
they're a
worse.
MAC champion, but still.
Still,
I
though. I
mean,
mean,
they shouldn't be losing. A Big 12 team should not be losing to a MAC team. So
no, not at all. So
yeah.
for that case, I'm going to end up taking Pitt as well. And I'm going to take 58.5. Yeah, it's tough because I think this. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the over because I think this game is going to go over. I think this game could possibly end up being a lightning storm, and they go back and forth and trade punches and blows. But Pitt ends up ultimately beating them by 2 scores.
Okay. As a Pitt fan, funny correlation to this game. It's on 9/13. The most famous Pitt West Virginia game was 13-9. Pitt goes in West Virginia, beats number 1 WVU.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, I am taking West Virginia in the points in this game.
Wow.
Because it's a rivalry game.
Even with the 2 star players being out.
Yes. I'm taking West Virginia in the points and the under in this game.
Holy cow. Hell hath frozen over.
Yes.
Okay. So we both ride with Matt on different occasions. All right. So the next game we're going to talk about is number 6 Georgia going into number 15 Tennessee. Matt took Tennessee and the points, which I'll get to, and he took the over of 49.5. The points are Tennessee is getting 3.5.
And 49.5, right? Over under?
49.5 over under, correct.
Yeah.
So, Mike, I started with the last one. You can start with this one.
Okay, this one's the really toughest one for me to pick out of these games. Interesting note on this game, both starting cornerbacks are out for Tennessee.
Okay.
Or is it Georgia? Both starting cornerbacks are out for one team. I can't remember who. Let me look this one up real quick, but it doesn't matter. I have my college football home. Let's see teams. I want to say it's Georgia. Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, I think it's Georgia. Yeah, both their starting corners are out this week. So on that note, I am taking Tennessee and the under in this game.
I don't give a shit what time Dad's done.
All right.
It's time for you to brush your teeth and go to bed.
By the way that this line is, obviously.
So, real quick about this line. It started open at 7.5. Georgia was a 7.5 point favorite. It's down to 3.5.
Okay. So, and that's the thing about this line. This line looks suspicious to me because it is only 3.5. But that's not going to deter me from taking Georgia and laying the points. Because Georgia is Georgia, just like Alabama. You're going to get 5-star recruits knocking on your door just because of who you are. So, do they have their starting cornerbacks that are out? Sure, probably, but they also probably have 5 other dogs behind those 2.
They do.
Waiting and chomping at the bit to get in there. So I'm not worried about that. Now, when it was on the WVU side, that's an issue because they're not going to have the talent back up as Georgia or an Alabama or anything like that. So for that reason, I'm going to take Georgia lay the points. And at 49 and a half, again, sometimes these games are crazy, but I'm gonna follow you on this one. I'm gonna take the under on this. Watch this game will over
Probably
this
35, 31.
no, no this game will be like 55 to 53. It'll be a
Yeah, well,
yeah, it'll end up being a ridiculous freaking final. So the next one, second to last one here, 4:30 game pick. Number 18 USF goes into number 5 Miami, and this is a surprising number. USF is getting 17 and a half points. You heard that right.
yep.
17, not 7, 17. 17.5. That is how much they are getting from Miami. You started with the last one. I will start with this one. That's 17 and a half. I can see this one being a one score game. USF is fast, but so is Miami. So it's gonna cancel each other out almost. They're both, Florida teams, and they have just a different way of playing. But USF is tough. They always come out and play
They're a
tough.
good football team.
They always come out
Yeah.
and play tough. So, do I think that they're going to win the game? No. Do I think they're going to cover? Yes. So I'm going to take them to cover 17 and a half. And the over under 56 and a half. I'm going to take the under in this game. Normally when it's a
What did
high,
Matt take in this game?
that's funny you say that. Usually when I see a high over under, I kind of cheat on this one and go under just because, but I think these teams, like I said, this is going to be a shootout. Matt decided to take Miami, and he took the under.
Okay. So Matt has Miami under. You have USF in the over, or do you take the under?
No, that is correct.
You took the over.
I did. I took the over. No. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I took the under. I took the under.
Okay. Well, we're all three different in this game. I am taking Miami also to beat these guys up a little bit, and I'm taking the over in this one.
Okay. So one of us is riding on one of these picks. So I am the only one on USF. You are the only one on the over.
Right.
So that's my way of trying to catch up. But yeah, I mean, USF getting 17 and a half to start. Okay. Yeah. So, all right then. So that's our picks for that game. And the last one we're going to talk about is the 7:30 game, which is Texas A&M versus number 8 Notre Dame. Texas A&M is 16, if I didn't say it. Notre Dame is giving 6.5.
Oh, it went down. Okay.
Notre Dame is giving 6.5. Just want to double check that that's right. Yes, it is. And excuse me, the over under is 50 and a half. 50. 50 and a half.
That went up by a point. Wow. Okay.
You want me to start on this one? Is it my turn?
I think it's mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you went 7-4 the last time. You went 5-4 the last time.
Yep.
I would take the Aggies and the under in this game.
It's so funny you did that because I made my picks before you did, and it's exactly what I chose. So me and you see this game the same. I got Notre Dame, or I got A&M getting 6.5, and I took the under 50 and a half.
Yep.
This game seems like it's too important to both teams to come out here and just fling the ball around. Especially Texas A&M early, Notre Dame. They're in the college football playoff at this moment. Texas A&M is on the outside looking in, by a couple slots. So I think this is going to be a tight game where they're thinking about that.
Yep.
So with that being said, I feel the same way you do on this. So Matt, just so you know, took Notre Dame, and he's taking the over in this game.
Okay.
So
Gain 2 on him this week on that one.
yeah. So we went over our super dogs. Um, we went over our picks here for Thursday night and for Saturday, which we like to do college on Tuesdays now because Matt's really not so much into college. We'll get him there by the end of the year, but um, he doesn't know nearly as much as he does about the NFL than he does about that he knows about college. So uh, this is why we're using our time on Thursdays to talk about college. So if anybody was wondering, that's why. If you don't care, neither do we. So with
That's it.
that, yeah. So with that being said, Mike, do you have anything else that you want to talk about real quick, or are we just going to wait until we get Matt back on Friday?
Football wise, I think we'll wait till Matt gets in here. I think it's going to be a good week, a big weekend with 3 games with ranked teams. This is a huge game for Notre Dame. If they lose this game, they're done for the college football playoff. That's why that's why I think it's going to be such a play tight to the vest. Notre Dame knows they want to run the ball. Texas A&M knows they want to run the ball. So, both young quarterbacks. Yeah. But I tell you, 3 great matchups, backyard brawl, and then Florida LSU. How will weekends set?
Yep.
And
Listen,
so wanted to tell you real quick. So Matt took New Mexico versus UCLA.
yes.
So UCLA is 0-2 with that quarterback who transferred from Tennessee.
Yes, I'm gonna leave you.
Yes, and guess what? He stinks right now. So
yeah. There was a good reason he was going to stink at Tennessee too, but
yeah, I agree. Yeah. But yeah, I do like the Wisconsin pick. By the way, I do like that pick.
mm-hmm.
I think that's a lot for a Big Ten team against an Alabama team who's really unproven.
Right.
I mean,
right, and that's why I thought it was very like it's almost like a layup. You know what I mean?
it
like
is.
you
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
you're looking at it and you're thinking to yourself, this is too easy to pick. There's got to be a catch. But
Right.
it might be just that. There is no catch. It's just that easy. Because
Yeah. You're talking about a Wisconsin team who always seems to play great defense.
Right, and they're
They
2-0.
really
They're 2-0. It's not like they're 0-2. They're 2-0 to start the
right.
year.
It's not a bad football team at all.
Hmm.
And you got an Alabama team who's living off reputation. They look like shit. I mean,
right.
So, I'd love to see Wisconsin go in there and beat them too. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. What?
But
let me just take a look here. Wisconsin and Alabama. Yeah. Okay. So I don't even know. Yeah, Alabama's ranked. They're number 19. So yeah, Alabama's ranked number 19. So again, Wisconsin hasn't really played anybody as of yet.
No.
This is their first real test. They played. I don't even know who the hell that is. Mountain Tech State University. I don't know. I just made that up. MTSU, and in Miami, Ohio.
Yeah,
So,
Middle Tennessee State probably. Yeah.
Middle Tennessee State. Which is that? Eddie George's football team, Middle Tennessee State.
No, Eddie George coaches in the HBCU conference.
Okay.
My actually funny story. You mentioned Middle Tennessee State. I'm gonna check. But my buddy Rick Stockstill used to coach them.
Okay.
His son was there, but he used to coach there forever. I don't know if he's still there. I haven't talked to him. I'm gonna check to see if he's the coach there. I don't even know if conference Middle Tennessee State's in. To be honest with you, I think they're in the AA, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, they haven't played anyone. But I thought that's a really, like you said, very big number for 2 teams that are usually very good.
Right. Right. So yeah, and then we got South Alabama versus Auburn, 25.5. That's the biggest one. You got the biggest one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I like that pick. We'll see.
Yeah.
I just
they're all good until they're not.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. So we will
So
see.
yeah,
We will see.
I know, and the bad part is it's only Tuesday. Like, let's go, hurry up,
Right.
get football here fast. Like, I want some football,
Absolutely.
and
Especially after
right, especially after
the
the
week one.
the week one slate has been dynamite. So, hopefully that
Yeah.
continues. Um, and we got a pretty good slate to start off the week on Monday or Thursday night. So, um,
Oh, we do. Absolutely.
yeah, you got Green
I
Bay
mean,
and
what a great
Washington,
start.
right? And then
Yeah.
we got to wait some time before. I think we have to wait for some time before Wednesday football starts back up.
Yeah,
Wednesday
I think so.
college.
Yeah.
I think it's like usually
Right.
like the middle of the year or something like that. We start getting
Yeah, something like
Wednesday.
that.
And we start getting Wednesday night. So then we'll be
Right.
able to go to one day a week where we don't have football instead of two.
Right.
NC State versus Wake Forest on Thursday, though. Thursday night college football.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. Both of them are undefeated. NC State's undefeated, so is Wake Forest. It's a 7:30 kickoff on ESPN. So Wake Forest is at
Right.
home, and just throwing numbers around, but um, Wake Forest is getting 7.5, and the over under is 52.5. So who knows?
Wow.
We'll see how that game goes.
Yeah. Interesting matchup too. We'll talk about it Friday a lot, but week Super Bowl rematch, week 2.
Yeah.
Philly, Kansas City. So.
Yeah. So we had, what do we have here? We had a divisional matchup, which on Sunday night, and
Right.
now we're going to get a Super Bowl rematch in the first 2 weeks of the year. I mean, this is just a lot of great football just all around, and it's
Absolutely.
only the beginning of the year, so this is going to be great.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, and then in 2-3 weeks we have, I'll say 2 weeks since this is week 2, and then in 2 more weeks we have Steelers going across the pond to Dublin.
Dublin for a 9 o'clocker. Yeah.
9:30. Yeah. First game in Dublin, right?
Yeah. Yep.
First NFL game in Dublin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, that'll be interesting. So, with that being said, I think we can call this one a show and head out. And so, thanks everybody for sticking by, checking us out. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. Get those notifications. Follow us on Discord. You'll be able to see when we go live. You get those notifications. It'll automatically tell you when we go live. So you can come join us. Drop in yourself in the chat. Say hi. Interact with us live. We like that stuff. So with that being said, Mike, you have yourself a good night, and we'll talk again on Friday.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. Have a good night. Take care.
And you too.
Bye, buddy.